JAL Flight 123, a name etched in memory. A routine flight. Tokyo to Osaka, Haneda Airport to Atami. A short hop. Less than an hour. Many made this journey. It was common for business, for family, a thread in the fabric of Japanese life. This was not supposed to be different. It was just another flight, or so it seemed. August 12, 1985, a Monday. The Obon Festival was near, a time for families, a time to honor ancestors. The Boeing 747 was full, almost every seat taken, its registration JA8119, a jumbo jet, a queen of the skies. For Japan Airlines, it was a trusted workhorse, carrying thousands, safely, year after year. This day it carried 524 souls. This flight was significant, not just for its destination, but for what it would become. A symbol, a stark reminder of how quickly ordinary turns extraordinary. Who were they? The souls aboard Flight 123. They were fathers, mothers, sons, daughters, businessmen rushing to meetings, families embarking on holidays. Some were returning home, others setting out on new adventures. A complete cross-section, a microcosm of Japanese society. All together, sharing a confined space. For a brief time, laughter might have filled the cabin, perhaps quiet conversations, the click of seatbelts, the rustle of newspapers. Flight attendants moved with practiced grace, offering smiles, ensuring comfort. A scene repeated thousands of times, every day, across the globe, utterly normal. The mundane ballet of air travel. Nothing to suggest impending doom, just another flight, another evening. Takeoff was smooth. At 6:12 p.m., the 747 climbed powerfully into the hazy summer sky. Below, Tokyo sprawled, then faded into the distance. The seatbelt sign switched off. Passengers relaxed. Some may have gazed out. At the clouds painted gold by the setting sun. At the world shrinking steadily beneath. A peaceful panorama, deceptively so. 6:24 p.m., 12 minutes into the flight, cruising at 24,000 feet. A sudden violent noise, a bang, not like thunder, sharper, more brutal, an explosive decompression. The cabin pressure dropped. Instantly, air rushed out with incredible force. A disorienting fog formed inside, oxygen masks deployed, dropping from the ceiling. Confusion. Then, stark terror. What was happening? No one knew for certain. The cause was catastrophic. The aft pressure bulkhead, a critical domed structure at the very rear of the passenger cabin. It had failed. Years before, in 1978, this aircraft had suffered a tail strike. During a landing, the subsequent repair, it was flawed, critically flawed. Now, after thousands more flights, it gave way. Under the immense pressure difference, it tore open, violently, unleashing chaos. The rupture was devastating. It ripped away most of the vertical stabilizer, the tall tail fin, essential for directional control. Hot, high-pressure air from the damaged bulkhead. It blasted into the unpressurized tail section, severing all 4 hydraulic lines. The aircraft's lifeblood. Section 4, 30 minutes of defiance. On the flight deck, chaos erupted. Alarms blared. Warning lights flashed. Captain Takahama, First Officer Sasaki, Flight Engineer Fukuda. They faced an impossible task. Their training had not prepared them for this specific scenario. No pilot's training had. Total loss of hydraulic control in a 747. It was considered almost unthinkable, unsurvivable, yet they fought. Hydros all out. A chilling message from the flight engineer. The pilots fought. With all their skill, all their courage, they used differential engine thrust, varying power to the 4 engines. They deployed flaps, they lowered the landing gear, anything to gain some measure of control. The control yoke was useless, the rudder pedals unresponsive. The plane bucked like a wild horse. It climbed, it dived, unpredictably. They communicated with Tokyo Air Traffic Control, their voices remarkably calm. under unimaginable stress. JAL 123. Request immediate JAL 123. Uncontrollable. They declared an emergency. They tried to turn back, towards Haneda Airport in Tokyo, towards Yokota Air Base. Section 5. Descent into darkness. The Boeing 747, once a symbol of human ingenuity and grace, now a vessel of terror. It flew erratically, over mountains, over valleys, its path a drunken stagger across the sky. Passengers knew their fate was likely sealed. Some wrote farewell notes, messages of love, of apology, of gratitude, scrawled on scraps of paper, on air sickness bags, final words to those left behind, acts of courage in the face of death. The aircraft clipped a mountain ridge, then another. Trees tore at its wings. The impact was inevitable. At 6:56 p.m., just 32 minutes after the explosion, JAL Flight 123 slammed into the steep wooded slopes of Mount Takamagahara, near Mount Osutaka, in Ueno Village, Gunma Prefecture. A remote, unforgiving place, far from help, far from hope. The sound of the crash, a thunderous roar, echoing through the silent mountains. Then an eerie silence, broken only by the crackling of flames. The fuselage disintegrated on impact. Debris scattered over a wide area. Section 6. A whisper of hope, an ocean of grief. In the wreckage amidst the unimaginable horror, a miracle. 4 survivors. Yumi Ochiai, an off-duty Japan Airlines flight attendant. She was thrown clear, still strapped to her seat. Hiroko Yoshizaki and her 8-year-old daughter Mikiko. They were found together. Keiko Kawakami, a 12-year-old girl. She was found conscious, high up in the branches of a tree, shielded. They were found. Many hours later, clinging to life. Their survival was astonishing. Trapped, injured, surrounded by the dead. They endured the cold mountain night, the chilling silence, the overwhelming fear. Yumi Ochiai later recounted hearing other voices, other cries for help, that gradually faded into silence. Their stories are of incredible resilience, of the human spirit's tenacious will to live against all conceivable odds. A tiny flicker of light in an overwhelming darkness. For most, there was no miracle. 520 lives lost. Husbands, wives, children, friends, entire families perished. The farewell notes found later spoke volumes. Machiko, take care of the children. Be good to each other and work hard. Dad is so sad, but I'm sure I won't make it. Simple words. Heartbreaking finality. Section 7. Lessons from the wreckage. A vow to remember. The investigation began almost immediately. Painstaking, meticulous, thorough. It revealed a critical error. A mistake made 7 years earlier. In June 1978, the aircraft, JA8119, had experienced a tail strike. During a landing at Osaka Airport, the aft pressure bulkhead had been damaged, the subsequent repair conducted by Boeing technicians. It was flawed, improperly done. This was the undeniable root cause. The flawed repair involved a splice plate. It did not conform to Boeing's own repair standards. Only 1 row of rivets was used where 2 were required. This significantly weakened the bulkhead's structural integrity. Over thousands of subsequent flights, the relentless cycle of pressurization and depressurization, the metal fatigued, cracks grew, slowly, silently, undetected, until that fateful August evening, when it finally catastrophically gave way. The findings sent shockwaves through the entire aviation industry. Worldwide, a preventable disaster, aviation safety changed radically. Procedures for aircraft maintenance, for structural repairs, especially on aging aircraft. They were overhauled, scrutinized, strengthened. Awareness of human factors and maintenance errors increased significantly. The concept of a just culture in safety reporting gained traction.